always use it for you to think of, say, 10 things that are really great about who you are as a person. Character traits, things that you're really good at doing, noteworthy examples, maybe compliments that people give you from time to time. Could you name 10 right now? It can be really hard, especially for somebody that's been in a toxic relationship for some length of time, to really think about their worth as a person and what they can contribute to their community. And that person brought you down all the time, or told you that you weren't worth anything, or that when you tried to do something and maybe you failed, they just laughed at you and said, "Look at you now, you can't make it." But I want to take a moment right now to encourage you and think of some ways that make you a great person. For some of us, it may be a little bit harder to sit and think about the things that make us uniquely awesome. But what would you say? What character traits would just pop to the top of your mind? Are you loyal, honest, trustworthy, dependable? Our inner voice can be one of the worst critics that we've ever faced. And after leaving an abusive relationship, when that person is no longer telling us that we can't make it can just be really hard. Trying to think of some things that are great. But we could do it. Why are you down there on the floor? Look, it's time to get up and start making progress for yourself. Sound hard? I think we can do it together. Let's try. It's hard, ain't it? I think it'd be hard for any of us to try to think about some things that we love about ourselves without feeling like we're too vain. It can be really hard to gain a sense of balance when you're trying to walk on something like this rickety old fallen down log. But you know what? If you take your time and find your balance, you can get across it just fine. You know, when you are in a relationship with somebody for a long time who's not good for you, who brings you down all the time, who minimizes your worth and greatness, doesn't speak life into you, it can be really challenging to try to think of some things that make you worthy of love, life, and happiness. But doing something like that simple challenge can really be beneficial for any of us to remember who we are and that we're worthy of the great things that we can accomplish. And to build a support system around us of people who are champions. In Brene Brown's book, Dare to Lead, she shares a little insight about what she names her square squad. Now, in a square squad, it would be the people in your life that speak grace into you, that know you, get you, understand your story, and don't paint you up to be somebody who is less than human, right? So in this proverbial square squad, you have a 1 inch by 1 inch square, I guess I should do that, where you can write in the names, literally, of the people that would fit into your life, that you trust, that you respect, and that you put value and worth in what they say to you. So if they told you that something could be dangerous, or that they see a potential pitfall for you in the near future, you trust their instinct and you listen to them. Now, this isn't going to be tons of people now, so don't try to write in a whole bunch of folks in that 1 inch by 1 inch square. It might only be 1 or 2 people, maybe even 3. But this is your most close group of people or person that lifts you up and keeps you safe. How did you view yourself before abuse happened versus how you view yourself now? How did you spend your time? What were your goals? Do those things still apply for you now? Or do you have a new set of goals that you'd like to accomplish, but you're not sure if you have the time, strength, or energy to do it? This would be a good time to evaluate what your next step needs to be, or what you wish for your life. I think the hardest part of all of this is you. You can be your own worst critic. And believe me when I tell you, when all the voices go away and you lay your head down at night, you have your thoughts. You have your view on yourself and how much you matter and why you exist. What is your worth? What do you contribute? What are your goals? What's that record that you play over and over again about yourself? Is it somebody who has strength? Is it someone who can make it because you're so enduring? Look at all you've been through already. Can you imagine if you set some new goals for yourself? There's nothing you can't do. It's building resilience one moment at a time and believing that you can do things little by little and make it there. You might stumble along the way, but give yourself time and be patient. Don't overload yourself with a bunch of huge goals. If you want to go back to school or finish a degree or get your diploma, you can do it. Make small goals for yourself. The first step would be to contact the person in your community who sets those classes up, or getting back with the school that you were at to see if you can get your transcript transferred to where you'd like to go. But don't become your own abuser. That's an old life, and we're leaving that behind. Be the person who encourages yourself and is a light for others. Sharing your story can be so empowering, not only for yourself in your own healing, but to let other people know that they can make it too. Their story is different from yours, but nonetheless, they can be a survivor too. Did you see yourself in any of those examples? Let me challenge you personally. Make a list of things that you remember people complimenting about you, whether it's your character or your appearance. Only list down the things that are positive. Focus on those things when you have a hard day, when you're really down on yourself, or those records start playing over and over again in your mind. It helps to really chase away the negativity and focus on the things that are positive and strong about who you really are.